Good day, my name is Bluesuit and today I'll be going over my review of the turn-based roguelite deck-building tactical role-playing game known as Trials of Fire. In Trials of Fire, you command a team of 3 chosen heroes in one-off RPG adventures across the land of Ash, complete with side quests, battles, loot, and even settlements where you can buy and sell your precious gear. You'll need to take your party across a myriad of dangerous terrains and dungeons as you make meaningful quest choices and tactfully slay dozens of enemies while keeping your party rested and in good spirits. Not all quests end in victory, however, and even if they do, you'll be able to start another adventure right away, with even more unlocked characters in a highly replayable roguelite adventure. The biggest difference between Trials of Fire and traditional RPGs is also its main feature, and that's the combination of party-based RPG elements with classic turn-based deck building. Each of the 9 unlockable heroes each have their own unique class passive, as well as a large unique deck that fits their archetype. When the game begins, you only have access to the 3 starting heroes. The Hunter, a classic ranged character that can dish out tons of damage from afar or summon beasts to their aid. The Warrior, who can build their deck for melee damage, protective durability, or a mix of both. And the Elementalist, who uses a range of spells to assault their enemies across the battlefield. These 3 fill the basic roles of any adventuring party, but the more interesting and exotic characters lie locked away for later playthroughs. Each one has their own requirement that needs to be met before you can use them, such as completing a certain number of quests or by beating enough bosses. In true RPG fashion, each character even has a full set of equipment slots that allow them to equip all sorts of different items from common to legendary that grant them bonus cards to use in battle. I really liked how customizable the character builds are, and I was surprised how unique each character felt. When you unlock a new one, it's almost like unlocking an entirely new deck that allows you to experiment with all sorts of different builds. You can even change the names, genders, and avatars of your chosen heroes to whatever interesting or silly pictures that you want to. Starting off on your first quest is as easy as choosing your squad, picking from a list of available quests, and setting off. Once started, the page turns and you'll be given an objective based on what mission you chose, and then you'll be taken to the overworld map where you can guide your party around the world, fighting baddies, investigating locations, and of course completing quests. At first, the world map that you move around on seems really simple, and it's quite easy to get sucked into the trap of just following your quest marker until your mission is a success. But after a few runs, I realized that exploring the map is necessary to earn rewards and level up your team so that they can take on more difficult challenges and boss fights that are waiting for you in your quests. While adventuring, you'll need to keep your party's morale up by completing quests and objectives and keep their stamina high by resting often. Allowing your stamina to fall will add penalty cards to your hand that can be detrimental to victory, especially once fights ramp up in difficulty as you approach a mission's end. I really liked the morale mechanic because I never wanted to progress the quest, but instead keep doing side quests and exploring all day. I would lose the accompanying bonuses from morale, but I would get more loot and more experience from the extra fights that I was doing. It's a balanced way to give players the option to keep exploring when they've found a party composition that works really well, at the risk of making battles a little bit harder. The bulk of your time in Trials of Fire will be spent in actual turn-based card battles, and I found the system in place here is really satisfying and engaging with only a few minor drawbacks. When combat starts, each character draws 3 cards from their deck. There are basic cards that are usually an attack of some kind, power cards that once activated become strong passive abilities, and heroic cards that when used are so strong that they can completely turn the tide of battle. Not all cards can be played in one round, however, because you'll need to discard your cards in order to gain enough willpower to cast your other cards. So you almost want to have a few throwaway cards in your deck so that you can use them to fuel your better moves. There are a ton of cards across the 9 playable characters, and they are diverse enough to fit any playstyle, and I found that they do a good job of keeping players interested long enough to unlock the next class. Trials of Fire's enemies are moderately varied, but it's really the boss fights that I was impressed with the most. Each one comes with a boatload of extra health, abilities, and extra unique buffs to themselves or their allies. At first, combat felt very simple, but once I had a few extra characters unlocked and started finding more and more gear, it gains a lot more depth and satisfaction, especially when you're victorious. You can pick up Trials of Fire right now on Steam for $16, or if you're watching this after April 16th, 2021, the price is scheduled to permanently go up to its full release price of $20, since the game has developed so much over its nearly 2 years of early access. Its card and deck building mechanics may not be groundbreaking, but its unique addition of party-based one-off adventures in a roguelite package is very satisfying to learn and addictive to play. So I'm valuing Trials of Fire at $24, and I'd highly recommend it to fans of D&D based adventure RPGs who are interested in a roguelite deck building take on the genre. I hope you enjoyed this review of Trials of Fire. Come see me on Twitch where you can watch our reviews in progress 5 nights a week. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Until next time, peace!